Good morning, my friends. Thank you for joining me. My name is Tina Kvergich, and I am Northern Stamper. I'm a Canadian independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I love making cards. Anyways, thank you for joining me. Today is Takeaway Tuesday, where I'm going to show you how to make a card. Now, I've got some good news and bad news. So I've got cards to make for today, but sadly, the package that I wanted to make with you is it's located down in Florida, and hopefully the alligators are having a great time with it. So what I'm going to do is I have something set up for you, but it's kind of using the same idea. What we're going to be doing, I'm going to show it to you, but first of all, let's take a little look around the craft room. I wanted to show you. Let's take a look. So there we are. I am getting ready for April Stamp Camp, and I'm very excited for it. I've got all my goodie bags started, boxes started. I've got games and everything going. So let's get over here. Now, hopefully everything will work. Hold on if something goes wrong. I do apologize. I had to jimmy rig my camera stand here, and hopefully nothing will fall apart. And I'm not gonna hold it too much. I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. So as I said, my name is Tina Kvergich. There you go. Oh, there we go. There's the name, Tina Kvergich. If you don't know that, that's okay. Just use northernstamper@gmail.com. It will always work. So what I'm going to talk about was Technocraftapalooza. Now, this is an event I have going on, and it is in April. It is all about techniques. So if you are interested in techniques and learning different techniques, this is a great activity for you to come to. It is Friday, April 19th and Saturday, April the 20th in Oshawa. I'm going to be showing you all different techniques. I've got about over 35 techniques to show you and more that you can go away with. So you don't want to miss that. It is going to be lots of fun, lots of fun. I don't know, have any of you comment below if you have been joining me with the Book of Me. I've been, there's like a scrapbook where you do each month a topic and you scrapbook pictures of yourself. It's a great thing to get started. I hope you have been doing the Book of Me. If you don't know what it's all about, drop me a comment or pop over to my very personal page on the Book of Me, and I will let you into the group. As I mentioned, Stamp Camp is coming up. You don't want to miss that. And did you see the new February paper pumpkin? It is fantastic. I'm absolutely loving it. Okay. What we're going to be doing today is from the mini catalog. Now, I wanted to, it was with the Lavender Suite that I wanted to do the work with. But because I had left, sadly, I left Florida in a very big hurry, and I left all my stuff down there. What we're going to be focusing on is the designer series paper that is in the perennial lavenders here, right here. Okay. Oh, hello from Montana. How you doing out there? Thank you for joining me. So we are going to be using the perennial lavender. I'm trying to make sure this always stays in here. But today we're going to be using the DSP because, as I said, I left all of my stamps and dies and everything down in Florida as I came back for a funeral that we had to attend. So I'm kind of doing a little bit of both. So I've taken the perennial lavender. Now, if you have the painted lavender stamp set, this will work too. But what I'm going to be doing is we will be working with Nature's Sweetness, and in particular, the stamp set located on page 42. It is fantastic, okay? So I love this. This was a really great stamp set. So this is I guess, what are these called? Not magnolias. Some kind of cocoa tree. I wish I knew what they were. Comment below if you know what these are. These little things are. I'm curious. So we are going to be making a card using this, but you can use the perennial lavender stamp and that would work just as well. Speaking of Takeaway Tuesday, what we're going to be doing in April, don't forget to join. In April, we're going to be using the designer series paper, and it's called Lighter Than Air. Now, it also matches with the hot air balloon stamp set and die, but if you don't have that and you have the older ones, which I do, which I'm going to be using, you can use them too. Anything that has like a hot air balloon. So if you noticed I think it was last week, on my page, I placed a playlist all about hot air balloons and everything. It's amazing what you came up with. So take a look back for that Spotify playlist that I have listed. Okay. It's really cool to listen to. So April, Lighter Than Air. If you would like to get the designer series paper, let me know. And celebration is still running till the end of February. So if you reach a $60 level, you get items that are free, and they are absolutely amazing. And tip, they will be adding a few more. So they already up-populated the page, and they are fantastic. So as I said, mini catalog is coming in, and you don't want to miss any of that. So let's get started. Give me a thumbs up if you are ready to start creating a card today with Lovely and Sweet, or if you have the perennial lavenders. And I'm going to get started. Okay, so what we're going to do, again, look at this. I always have my cards in my case because you know what? I don't like to lose anything. This is great cases. I love them. Fantastic. You can actually order these online. You get, I think it's 4 or 6 in a pack. I think it's 4. They are very useful. I use them for a ton of things. All right, so let's get started. So I'm going to show you the card base. So I'm going to use the card base. This is a, we're just going to use a purple color. Now, the reason I'm doing that is because, as I said, we are using the designer series paper, and I wanted to pick up the colors that are in here. Now, coming home, I only had a very little bit of this designer series paper, so I'm using a little bit of the paper. So I have some gorgeous grape there. I have a matte. So this is the matte color, and it's Pretty Peacock. Now, the reason I chose Pretty Peacock is because if you look in here, some of these greens, the darker green will actually pop up as Pretty Peacock, and that's what I wanted to showcase there. So there's the matte. Again, a nice frame all the way around. Okay, hopefully you can see. I'm having some problems with my camera, but let's see how that goes. Okay, so there's a nice frame, Pretty Peacock. And then I'm going to bring in some Crumb Cake cardstock. Again, a little bit smaller. Nice frame around. Okay, so those are the 3 main pieces that we are using. I also have some gems, some iridescent rhinestone gems. And as I mentioned, all I had left that I could use for this month using the lavender was little strips of designer series paper. And this is what we're going to be using. Okay. Little strips. So cut them up to, 1/4 by about 4. So you just only need about 4 of those. You don't really need more than that. And a scrap of basic white for sentiment and such like that. All right. The colors that we are going to be stamping with are Crumb Cake. Okay. For the same color as the cardstock. I have Memento Black. Okay, I have that. I also chose a purple. So the only one I have at the moment is Rich Raspberry, but I think it will be okay. And what we want to do with that Rich Raspberry is we're going to have a little blending brush. Okay, so we got those items ready. So give me a thumbs up if you got some of those things ready, or you're going to watch, whatever. Let's get started. I'm very excited for this, okay? And if you have any questions, comment below. I'll try and watch the comments, or drop me an email, northernstamper@gmail.com. Okay, let's get going. This is the exciting part. All right, put those aside. I have my Crumb Cake, and what I'm going to be doing, am I crooked here? I hope I'm not crooked. Eep. I'm afraid to touch this. Eep. Okay, well, we'll just go sideways. I have my Crumb Cake, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my ink. Open that up. Okay, going to get that ink going. And what I want to do is I'm going to be getting this large image here. We're going to be placing that on a block. Now, one way to figure out which block you need, I just kind of place it on top and see that the block fits that. That's perfect. This is the size of block I want to use. And let's pop that on. And Okay. All right, so we're going to do that. So I have it on the block. What I want to do is, so I don't damage any of the area around me, I want a piece of paper underneath. So let's grab something and place it underneath and use it as a scrap, because when we stamp this time, we are going to be going over the edge. All right. So I'm going to ink it up, and I just stick my finger in there. That's the way it goes. Okay. I'm going to ink it up. Pat and turn. Remember, pat and turn. And what I want to do is I'm going to have one image that is going to be a full, as much as I can in there. And I'm just going to stamp that. Okay. And you can see how it comes just off to the side. It's kind of coming off the page. And I'm going to be doing that around the page. So this is tone on tone. So I got one up there. I'm going to do one kitty corner. Okay, there we go, kitty corner. And again, I have a little bit of space left on the left and right. Let's add that. And we're going to do a little bit on there. Okay. And a little bit in that corner. Now we can do whatever portion we want. Let's just get that bottom half in there. Okay. There we go. So we have this all filled up on tone and tone. Hopefully you can see that. Good morning, Lori and Carol. Thank you for joining me. Glad you could make it. Okay, so I'm going to put that off to the side. So we have this all done for tone on tone, and that is all the stamping we're going to do for that. So let's place this aside and get some white. We're going to get a little bit of white. We're going to stamp our sentiment. We got to do a couple of things actually with the white. One, we got to stamp our sentiment, and I'm going to use the congratulations. I could always use so sorry for a sentiment card. This would work great as a sentiment card. So let's use the sentiment. Get that started. I'm going to use the congratulations and place that on a block. There we go. And I'm just going to stamp this in Memento Black. Okay, so let's get that started. And if you make a mistake, that's okay. There's always two sides to a piece of paper. It's crooked, but I don't think I'll notice too much. Oh, don't put the black away yet. We need a little piece up here that we're going to stamp. And what we're going to do is, let's look at this. So I want to get an image, and I'm going to die cut it. So I'm going to use this image here, and it has a die that goes with it. It's a pretty flower with some leaves. Actually, aren't those vanilla leaves? Is this a vanilla flower? I think this is a vanilla, like a vanilla bean. That would make sense. Oh, I think that I just figured out what kind of flower this is. Okay, so let's pop this on here. Oh my gosh, isn't that gorgeous? I love this. Oh, it is a vanilla. Figure C, vanilla. Oh, this is just absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you can tell. That's stamped really, really nicely. Now, we can color this with our Stampin' Blends, but as I said, those are down in Florida, so let's do something a little bit different. Again, I take my rich raspberry in my Stampin' Blend, and I want to add a little bit of color to that flower. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit on my brush. Whoop, there we go. Close that up. And I'm not going to go start right away on the piece of paper. What I want to do is I'm going to do a little bit off the page. So if it's heavy on ink, I won't be blobbing on the image itself. So I kind of want to lighten that up a little bit. Okay. And all I'm going to do is just go a little bit around on the flower. Now it kind of goes over the flower, but that's okay. That's fine by me. I want a little bit of color around it. So really I want to do is going to halo around the flower, but I want the flower itself to have the color, not the vanilla bean part. So we have these stamped on the basic white. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out this flower with a die. Right? So we got the little die. I love dies. it fits on there. And I'm going to place it down with some Post-it note so I can like lift. I just don't want it to shift, that's all. So I'm just going to pop it down there. And let's get our Stampin' Boss machine. Oh, my space here is getting too small. Seems like whenever I craft, I got the space of like 3 inches by 3 inches. Okay, I got my Stampin' Boss machine. Okay. All right. Oh, Lori, it would look great on the back of an envelope. Oh, I'm going to do that. What a great idea. Oh, that is a really good idea. So I'm going to place this in my Stampin' Boss machine. Now, I have a tip for you. If you do not have the large Stampin' Boss machine, now is the time to get it with the starter kit. You can add $207 in your starter kit and add the Stampin' Boss machine, and you only pay $135. This is the only way you can get the Stampin' Boss machine for a great price. If you want to find out more on how to do that, just drop me an email or a comment below. So, Stampin' Boss machine, get it at a good price. You only pay $135, plus you get extra stuff left over. So, oh, there we go. We got die cut it out. Let's pop that out. Now, this part comes out, which I'm sad about, but that's okay. So we have our color. Whoops. Put that back on the white so you can see. And now I just have left to do is cut out this sentiment. And apparently do I have anything? Oh, look at this. So I got my cutter here. You can tell how discombobulated I am, but I have no trim, no blade in there. Okay, so I have my trimmer. This is an impromptu thing about trimmers. When you do your trimmer, be very, very careful about this. Don't grab it by any point, any part of that point at all, at any time. I'm warning you, I've done this too many times. What you do is you take it down to the end. Down here, it gives you a little bit of space. Okay, be very careful when you put your blade in. Okay, if it falls, just let it fall. Okay, so I'm going to run it along the track, keeping my fingers away. And I'm going to kind of bend these two pieces apart, like just pushing one down and one up. And I'm just going to slide that in. Okay, there we go. Be very careful. I can't stress that enough. I got to tell you how many times I've cut my fingers by just replacing the blade. Okay, there we go. We've got that in there. Let's make a little strip. When I place the sentiment in, I'm going to look along the track to make sure that the word does not come in the track. Okay, there we go. I got my sentiment cut. Oh, good morning, Joy. Thank you for joining me. Okay, oh, I'm losing space. Got our sentiment here. And now we have, whoops, our vanilla bean cut out. And we can start assembling parts of this. All right. I know it seems like I'm all over the place, but bear with me. It'll come together. Okay. Let's go back to the cardstock. We have our cardstock. Now, I don't want to lose any pieces, which I'm already starting to do. I'm going to be gluing this onto the mat, and heaven forbid I'm using liquid glue. Okay, so as my friend points out, I go a little bonkers with liquid glue. I don't know about you, but liquid glue and me, I'm still learning. I was crafting one day and I couldn't figure out how I got liquid glue all over my shirt, my pants, even got it all over my socks. I don't know how that happened. So I've glued the cardstock onto the mat, and I'm going to be gluing this onto the card base itself. All right. I know a lot of people love liquid glue. Carol wears it all the time. Ah, that's funny. Then I'm not alone. And I'm going to place that on the card base. Now you'll see how already, even with the crumb cake, the color of the Pretty Peacock really makes, it really stands out. I think it looks really nice. Okay, we got in there? Good. All right, we've got it all glued. I'm always afraid to touch it. Always afraid to touch it. So we got our little strips that are about 1/2 inch by 4. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be placing these on here. And I'm going to be kind of alternating them, putting them up and down. Let's see which ones I want. Don't be afraid to mix and match them. I really like this one with the flowers, but it's kind of sideways. So let's see what we got here. Maybe I'll do what do I think like that? I think it should maybe a little darker. There we go. I don't know, kind of like that. Or maybe I'll do this one. Replace that one with this one. Kind of work it out. See which ones you like before you glue them down. Okay. Let's see. Do I like that? I think I like that. Even though those colors, those flowers are going up and down. I think I'm going to do that. Or maybe I should do this. Oh, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to do this. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 and they're at different levels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some glue here. Oh, wow. That's probably too much, huh? Oh, my goodness. I really don't want those pieces to go anywhere. Yep. Add a little bit more. Okay. Now, we're going to start with our strips, placing one down. Let's go up a little higher. That one's going to go up a little higher. Then the darker strip. Now, they're going to overlap, and I want them at different heights. Oh, look, at different heights, I said. At different heights. Let's just chop that one down. So at different heights, and they're staggered. There we go. Okay, where was the next one? This one was this. At there. There you go, 1, 2, 3. Kind of overlapping. 4. There we go. And the last one, oop, I got to add a little bit of glue to the back of that one. So let's add a little bit of glue. The back, and again staggered. Oh, I said staggered. There we go. Now the little bit of liquid glue is kind of peeking out there, but that's okay. I'm just going to let it dry because my sentiment is going to go across that. So far we've got this set up. I'm going to let that dry. Okay. Is it in the camera? Good. We have our sentiment. Now, I could place it white on white, a white just straight down, but I see I've got a little bit of pretty peacock cardstock. I'm just going to add that on. And because it's almost the exact same height, or I'm just going to make it a little longer, I'm going to offset it. And let's use some dimensionals to offset that. Okay, so I'm going to overlap the dimensionals on the back of this scrap piece because I really wanted to use, I like to use up my scraps. Whoop. Place that on here. Can we see? I'm not sure. I got the camera at a different angle. Okay. Oops. Let's actually just place it on the front. Oh no. Okay. I guess I could have just flipped that over, huh? Yeah. Oh, he's peeking out. I'll just drop him off. There we go. So I got it. So it's got a bit of a mat, not on the top, but it's on the bottom. All right, so we have that matted. Now we can add that to the front of the card. So I'm going to put it there, but I'm going to put it on dimensionals. Okay. Place that on dimensionals. Here we go. And right across that spot that had that glue, I'm just going to pop that on. So it kind of bridges over those pieces of DSP. Now we're not done. I guess I could leave it the way it is, but remember I had that piece like that. Okay, could do that one. Now this color is a little off, so I don't know if I like it or not. Let's see. Should I do it? I don't like it with just the white. Keep. Okay, I got that. Now I'll just do it with the purple. And I'm going to add a little bit of ribbon behind. Now this is the Lost Lagoon ribbon. And I think it's really going to add something. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to place it across. Right, I'm going to make it really long. You're going to see what happens. This is going to be really cool. I like this. I'm just going to lay it down, anchor it with a dimensional. And I'm going to take this long piece at the back and bring it over on top. Bring it back over. So I have a loop on the bottom. Okay, so it's got a loop. And all I'm going to do is cut it so it's like that. So there you can see the loop is on the bottom. And I'm just going to anchor it like that. There we go. Now I could leave it like that, but you know what? We had those iridescent gems. Let's add some of those to it. Okay. And I'm going to take those and I'm just going to pop them here. 1, 2, 3. Just add some of those in. Ooh. We should also add something on the inside, shouldn't we? We should like decorate the inside. Let's decorate the inside. So let's open it up. It's purple. Let's add a little bit to the inside. Okay. I'm going to get a piece of white. And I'm going to cut this 4 by 5 1/4. You can tell I was not anticipating doing this, but you said about decorating the envelope got me thinking. Okay, so I have this for the inside. There we go. And what I'm going to do, we could stamp something. Ooh, and I think I lost. There we go. What can we stamp? Or we got extra strips of paper. We could add these on here. 1. And do we have some that are going up and down? Looking for something up and down. Oh, this one's got a little butterfly on it. I could do that. Oh, I'm going to do that. All right, let's decorate the inside of our envelope. A little bit of glue. And a little bit of glue. Oops. Ah, dang. Too much glue. And add that inside. Wasn't sure if I wanted to stamp or if I wanted to use DSP. And so I just want to use those strips up. And let's glue that in. Whoop. There we go. Place that on the inside. Oh no! Place that on the inside. Let's get rid of that glue on the side. Whoop. I'll let that dry and then take that off. Otherwise, I glue my card shut. There we go. Again, glue on my pants. There we go. And there we go. There's the card for today. I think it's going to look really nice. As you mentioned, you can always add to the envelope. Let's add to the envelope. I like that idea. I'm going to add to the envelope. There we go. Oh, I like that. That's so pretty. So let me know what you thought of today's card. There's the envelope. There's the card. There we go. And here is the original mock-up. Doesn't have the little flower on it, but I can always add that later. Hold on, ladies. I want to say a proper goodbye. There we go. Let's take a really good look at that card. Very simple, using little bits of designer series paper. I wanted to show you that even though you have some of these left over, you can actually do quite a bit with it. So hold on, ladies. Let's say goodbye properly. Okay. There we go. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you for joining me. And if you have any questions, please drop me an email, northernstamper@gmail.com. Don't forget about the upcoming April Stamp Camp or the joint offer for the starter kit. Get your large Stamp and Boss machine and a whole bunch of stuff. What else is there? Book of Me. Check it out. Otherwise, ladies, I will see you next week, and I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time. Take care.